Hello everyone, Mortai here, back with another video about BG Blitz. Blizzard has kind of put out a final post about what BG Blitz will look like when it releases on November 14th. We're only a couple of weeks away, so I figured we'd take a look at what Blizzard had to post about how it's going to look in its final form. So let's take a look at what they have to say about how this is going to look when they release it. Get ready for Battleground Blitz. So, get into Battleground Blitz. Players will be able to queue either solo or duo if one player is a healer, and so you can queue duo for this mode. Unlike solo shuffle, one player just has to be a healer. And as it says here, it's an 8v8, includes maps Warsong Gulch, Twin Peaks, Temple of KOTMOGU, Eye of the Storm, Soul Shard Mines, Battle GILNEAS, ARATHI Base, and the Deepwind Gorge. The Battleground Blitz will be active and available as a brawl every week from the time of its release, the week of November 7th. So here it says it's coming out on November 7th. So that's interesting because it has conquest gains from it. So I'm not sure how it's going to work because rated content the season doesn't start until November 14th. So I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more, but that's what they say here. So it says November 7th. Maybe it just gives honor for the first week. Who knows? I guess we'll have to see what happens. Each team will be comprised of 2 healers, 5 to 6 damage dealers, or 1 0 to 1 tank. So it says here, opposing teams will always have the same number of tanks, so it's either 0 or 1. And if you have a team that doesn't have a tank, the other team will also not have a tank. And if you don't have a tank in your team, you will not get the maps, the flag carry maps such as Warsong, GULCH, and Twin Peaks. And let's look at map mechanics here. On maps where you must cast to take an objective, the cast time is reduced from 6 seconds down to 4 seconds, so that's like capturing a flag. So that will be much quicker cast time. On domination maps, control points are captured in 30 seconds, down from 1 minute. So once you capture a flag to fully control it, instead of 1 minute like it normally takes, it'll be 30 seconds. On all maps, players will gain a new buff, Swift Pursuit. So they have a speed increase on your mounts, 150% increased mount speed, which is pretty amazing from the testing I've done. It's actually really awesome. And then they have power-ups as well, such as Shield of Protection, provides a shield equal to 50% of your maximum health for 45 seconds. Into the Shadows provides a player with stealth and 100% increased movement speed for 30 seconds. They actually increased the movement speed on that from the original one. Rune of Potent Frequency increases cooldown rate by 50% for 30 seconds. That actually is on some maps now, such as Deepwind Gorge. So now that's going to be in other maps. And then Shadow Sight, which provides stealth and invisibility detection for 12 seconds, which is like the little purple crystal you get in Arena right now. To account for a leaner match-up of teams in the 8v8 format, we made additional modifications to maps with Eye of the Storm, ARATHI Base, and Deepwind Gorge accounting for the most significant changes. So let's go over some of the map changes they have here. So let's see, Eye of the Storm. Only 2 of the 4 nodes are capturable at a time, which award points, with the middle flag being available to capture. So what happens is Mage Tower and Draenei Ruins, or Bell Reaver or Blood Elf Tower will be up at one time. When the middle flag is captured, previous nodes move to neutral and reset. So my experience with this is it always starts off with Draenei Ruins and Fell Reaver, and then once the flag is captured, it will swap to Mage Tower and Blood Elf Tower. Now that could be just how it worked out when I was on this map, but every time I've done this map, that's how it started. It always started with Fell Reaver and Blood Elf. And then once the flag was captured, the other 2 spawned, and you could capture those as well. So it's 2 nodes, 1 per side, reactivate, etc. Points per capturing a flag are significantly increased. When a flag is captured, the existing available nodes will become uncapturable. After 15 seconds, the other set of nodes will become available. So you have about 15 seconds to, you want to kind of move to the bases before that. I'm not going to really get into strategy in this. I'm just going to read through this. But ARATHI Basin and Deepwind Gorge, 5 capturable nodes, increased resource acquisition after a capture of a node entirely. You control for 45 seconds and then deactivates and can be captured again in 5 seconds. So once you fully captured a node, the other team can't do anything with it for 45 seconds. This allows for ghosting, things like that. To fully capture a node, you have to complete a 4-second cast, down from 6, and hold the point for 30 seconds, down from 60, and the enemy team, without the enemy team recapturing the node. There are added timers located under the objectives UI, under objectives in the UI. So they added some UI things to this, so you can actually see the timers without needing an add-on, which is kind of cool. For the base captures, that 30 seconds, the other team can take it. So just be aware of that. During the time the node is fully captured and your team controls it 45 seconds, the enemy team cannot capture or recapture the base until it deactivates and resets. A node that cannot be captured will have a shield visible on it. So you'll know. You can see the shield. It's pretty visible. You can look in some of my previous videos where I kind of go over the maps. You can kind of see that in those videos. The flag carrier debuff. So this is WARSONG, GULCH, and Twin Peaks. The flag carrier debuff. Brutal Assault stacks 100% faster. Each stack every 15 seconds, up to 30 seconds. It's up from 30 seconds, sorry. The maximum game length is set to 12 minutes. So these flag maps, if it comes to a complete stall, if nobody can capture the 3 flags, it will just end in 12 minutes. So just be aware of that. Battle for GILNEAS, increased resource acquisition rate in the middle of the areas of the map. So just be aware of that too. Temple of KOTMOGU, increased acquisition rate in the middle areas of the map. So the middle areas of the map, from what I understood, from what I read when they originally changed this, is the very center, the little arena area, and then the outside edges along that too. Like where you pick up the orbs as well is increased. And then the one they didn't change is like in the graveyard area, because they don't want people just camping out in those areas around where the graveyards are on the very outside. Due to the fast-paced nature of Silver Shard Mines, there are no changes for that as well. So they did add cross-faction queuing, so this wasn't something that was kind of originally there. It kind of worked in mercenary mode originally, so that's great. It's nice to see that in a brawl mode. Maybe we'll eventually get this in normal BGs. That would be great too. Item scaling, so this is something they did that is pretty awesome. Kind of like what they did with Rated Solo Shuffle when it came out as a brawl. For Battleground Blitz, item level equipped gear above 312 is scaled to 472, which is a couple item levels below Honor gear. Similar to how scaling currently works for other unranked modes. The scaling is limited to 312, so you can't have gear below 312. So this makes it so you can't have gear from previous expansions that are scaling up for you to avoid potential issues with stats from items from previous expansions. So that kind of makes sense. Players will also need a minimum item level of 330 to queue for the brawl. So minimum item level of 312 on an item, and you need to have a total item level of 330. So that's relatively easy to get, I would say, once you hit 70. So the victor go the spoils. So this is the rewards. This is what I was kind of questioning when they said it's coming out November 7th, because it gives a lot of conquest, and rated doesn't start until the next week. So I'm wondering how this is going to work. Are we going to have a conquest cap the first week? It'd be interesting to see. Players will be expected rewards when they've won or lost, taking part in Battleground Blitz as follows. So, in comparison to what brawls normally reward, conquest rewards have been increased for wins and will be awarded for losses and matches. So this works more like a current rated mode. The first win of the day awards 100 conquest, additional wins reward 50 conquest, and even if you lose in a close game, you get 25 conquests, which is kind of how it works in RPGs. So that's pretty awesome. So you can kind of farm this and get your conquests. You don't even need to do rated. In addition to the weekly something different brawl quest, 2 different weekly quests have been added for Battleground Blitz. So there's just a ton of quests you can do. You can kind of, if you don't like rated content, you can kind of avoid that altogether right now if you want to, while this is going on, while the testing is going. New achievements, they added some achievements for 10 wins, 25 wins, 50 matches, 25 matches, 50 matches, 100 matches, so that's kind of cool. Some new achievements, that's kind of fun. The fine print. All right, let's see what they have to say here. It's important to note that the deserter penalty that is applied after leaving Solo Shuffle will also be applied for Battleground Blitz. So they already added the leaving debuff, even though this is only a brawl right now. So that's pretty awesome to see. In addition, items, spells, and toys that currently cannot work in rated battlegrounds will not be able to be used in Battleground Blitz. So that's awesome. They changed that. They actually changed that before the last Play with the Blues. Don't forget to use tools around you, including the ping system, which is, I would look into that and how that works, because that is going to be huge in this type of game mode. Just even in random PGs, it can be really good. And then arriving with a content update, the Battleground Blitz will push your skills fast and furious PvP battle. Are you ready to dance? So I myself have been actually playing Wrath for like almost the last 3 months, because there's just not a lot I wanted to do in retail. Solo Shuffle queues are just too long for me. I just can't sit that long and wait for a queue. There's just not a lot of, I just love BGs in general. RBGs are hard to get into. Takes so long to do a couple matches. And then random BGs, I've just done those to death. I've actually been doing a lot of them on Wrath. I just have most of the achievements And the achievements I don't have, I'm not really that interested in getting right now. So yeah, I've just been playing Wrath. So I've been kind of waiting for this to come out. So November 7th, they said, which is again is interesting because it gives Conquest rewards. It's going to be interesting how that works. Maybe it'll only give, again, honor for the first week. Who knows? We'll have to see when it comes out. But I am super pumped to see what this does when it comes out. And I hope everybody is queuing up for it, because if you love BGs, I think this is going to be great. The games are fast, sometimes as fast as an arena match. So just give it a try. I think everyone's going to like it. It's going to bring some players from outside of the PvP, small PvP community in, maybe some PvEers that don't want to get into arena. This will give them another game mode to try out, and it's not even rated at the moment, so they don't have to worry about ratings. So get in here, test it out, give your feedback, and that's it for now. So thanks for hanging out, and I will see you soon.